Hello guys, welcome back. In this video we are going to implement video chat. Let's open Explorer, Ctrl B, and inside API, inside hubs, let's create class, new class, video chat hub. Let's inherit it from hub and let's add authorized attribute. Only exists for authorized user. So let's remove this unnecessary using. So press Ctrl dot and enter. Now let's implement method public async task send offer which accept string receiver ID offer of type string. Okay, let's await clients dot user. Let's pass here receiver ID dot send async. Let's give name receive offer and let's pass here context dot user identifier and return offer. So let's implement another method public async task. Let's say send answer which accept string receiver ID and answer of type string. So here let's await and client dot user, let's say receiver ID and send async. Let's pass here context dot user identifier and let's return answer. So let's make it send async. Let's implement another method public async task send is candidate string receiver ID of type string and candidate of type string. So let's await and clients dot user, let's pass a receiver user dot send async. Let's give name receive is candidate and pass context dot user identifier and return candidate. One last method which is async end call. So async task of end call which receive string receiver ID. Just await clients dot user receiver ID and dot send async. Let's name it call ended. Save it. Let's go to program.cs and here let's duplicate it and let's pass video here and pass here video chat hub. Now let's implement this method in client project. Let's generate service inside services folder. Let's go to client project and let's say nggs services. Inside services let's say video chat and skip test, enter. Okay, our service is generated. Let's go to src app and services. We can see here video chat service. Let's remove this constructor, we don't need this for now. Let's declare hub url private hub url equal to let's say http localhost 5000/hubs video. Here we have declared in program.cs hub/video. So this is our video chat hub URL and here let's write start connection logic. Start connection this dot hub URL this dot hub connection. Let's declare hub connection here public hub connection of type hub connection which comes from Microsoft/SignalR. Okay, now let's hub connection equal to new hub connection builder and with URL let's pass here hub URL this dot hub URL. Let's pass here authentication token. Let's inject here auth service private auth service inject auth service. Let's pass here this dot auth service dot get access token dot with automatic reconnect and dot build and let's start here connection this dot hub connection dot start dot catch error here, just log error here, console dot error, let's say SignalR connection error, and pass here actual error. Now let's register handler here, this dot hop connection dot on, let's see here receive offer, and here sender ID and offer. Let's declare here behavior subject, public offer receive equal to new behavior subject, sender ID of string, offer of type RTC, session description init or null, let's initialize with null value, and here after offer receive dot emit new value net, let's say sender ID offer JSON dot parse, let's say offer. Okay, now let's register another handler here, this dot hop connection dot on. Let's go to video chat hub. Here we can see here on receive answer, so copy this one, on paste here, this return of sender ID and answer. Let's declare another variable of type behavior subject, let's say answer receive, and here let's say this dot answer receive dot next, let's emit value, let's say sender ID, answer JSON dot parse, let's parse string to JSON, so let's make it RTC session description and make it answer. Finally, let's restore this dot hop connection dot, and let's restore another handler here, let's say this dot hop connection dot on receive as candidate, this return us sender ID and answer. Let's add here another variable, let's copy it and duplicate it, as candidate received, and let's rename this one D here and D here, and let's say this dot as candidate received dot next, let's emit new value here, sender ID and candidate parse our string to JSON, let's make it candidate and pass here candidate, let's add here candidate, and here let's invoke our SignalR method like send offer, send answer, send candidate, and int call. Let's go to video chat service, and here let's declare send offer function and pass here receiver ID of type string and offer of type RTC session description. Let's invoke our SignalR method, this dot hop connection dot invoke, let's invoke send offer method and pass here receiver ID and offer. Let's stringify this object, JSON dot stringify. Let's invoke another method, send answer, let's pass here receiver ID of type string and answer of type RTC session description init, and let's invoke this dot hop connection dot invoke send answer, let's pass here receiver ID and stringify our object answer, JSON dot stringify answer, and another one send as candidate, let's pass here receiver ID of type string, candidate of type RTC as candidate, this dot hop connection dot invoke send as candidate, let's pass a receiver ID and stringify our JSON stringify candidate, and finally let's call here send in the call, which takes receiver id of type string, and this hop connection invoke in the call and pass a receiver id. Now our video chat service is ready. Now let's generate video chat component. So let's open terminal by pressing Ctrl J. Inside client project, let's generate ngJC video chat, skip test, inline style, and inline template. Okay, let's fix typo, test. Okay, our video chat component generated. Let's open video chat component ts, and here let's close this one. Inside template, let's add div and give class relative as full and w full. Inside this div, let's add video tag and let's give class w32, absolute position, absolute right 5, and top 4 is 52, and object cover border red 500, border 2 rounded LG. Okay, and let's give template variable local video autoplay and plays inline. Let's duplicate it and let's make it remote video w full, object cover let's make it as full, and let's remove this border and add here class busy slate 800, and here let's add here slash and slash here. Let's add another div here and give class for accept and reject call button. Let's say absolute position, absolute bottom 10 and left 0, right 0, set 50, flex, justify center, space x3, and padding 4. Inside this div, let's add here button, let's add mat icon here, call, let's import here mat icon module, and let's write text here accept and give class bg green 500, text item center cap 2, hover bg green 700, shadow xl, text white, and font bold, padding py2, and px4 rounded full. So let's copy this button and paste here, call int, and let's say decline, and let's copy this button once again, paste here, and let's say call, let's rename this call, and let's add text in the call. Okay, now let's implement our ts file. Let's add here view child, local video, of type element ref, HTML video element o, and let's make it capital V, control dot and update. Let's move this one, let's duplicate this one and add here remote video, copy this, paste here. Let's define private variable pair connection of type pair connection of type RTC pair connection, and inject here video chat service equal to inject video chat service, and let's implement on init method ng on init. Here first of all let's set up our SignalR listener, SignalR connection, signal listener, and edit this dot SignalR service dot hop connection dot on call init equals to, let's implement here end call tags to do end call, and here let's subscribe answer received here this dot SignalR service dot answer received dot subscribe async of data goes to we have data, then await this dot pair connection dot set remote description. Let's set here new RTC session description with answer data dot answer. Then let's subscribe this dot SignalR service dot is candidate received dot subscribe async data goes to, if we have data then await this dot pair connection dot add as candidate. Let's pass here new RTC as candidate with data dot candidate. Let's go to video chat service and rename this one RTC as candidate, save it, and here okay. Now let's implement decline call method. This dot SignalR service dot incoming call, it's call to false. Let's go to video chat service and declare here public incoming call false, and let's declare another variable here call active false, and public remote user ID, and initialize empty string variable public pair connection of type RTC pair connection, save it, go to video chat component ts, and here, and let's make this dot SignalR service dot is called active false dot SignalR service dot send end call. Let's pass here this dot SignalR service dot remote user ID. Now let's go to app component ts. Inside here let's inject here private SignalR service, inject our video chat service and inject here auth service, inject auth service here, and let's implement on init method here on init method. Let's say if this dot auth service dot, let's check if auth service dot get access token and immediately return from here. Otherwise let's connect our SignalR connection, SignalR service, start connection here. Let's declare method start offer receive, and here this dot signal r service dot offer received dot subscribe. Let's pass here async data equals to if, let's check data. If we have data, then let's open dialog. First of all, let's inject here mat dialog, private mat dialog, inject mat dialog. Let's make it dialog and control dot. Let's import dialog, import mat dialog from rectangular slash material slash dialog. So let's open here dialog, this dot dialog dot open. Let's open our video chat component and let's pass object with 400 pixel, height 600 pixel will be good, and disable close false. And here this dot signal r service dot remote user id equal to data dot sender id, and this dot signal r service dot incoming call true. Make it so. Let's call this method here, this dot start offer receive. Now let's go to video chat component and at the top let's inject here mat dialog ref, private dialog ref of type mat dialog ref video chat component equal to inject mat dialog ref. Okay, here let's close dialog, this dot dialog ref dot close. Now let's implement accept call method, async accept call. Let's say this dot signal r service dot incoming call false, and this dot signal r service dot is call active true, and let's create offer. Await this dot signal r service dot offer receive dot get value dot offer. If we have offer, then await this dot pair connection dot set remote description and pass here RTC session description with offer. Okay, and let's create answer here, answer await this dot pair connection dot create answer, and let's await this dot pair connection dot set local description and pass here answer. Okay, and finally this dot signal r service dot send answer, pass here this dot signal r service dot remote user id and offer. Now let's implement start call method here, async start call. Let's say this dot signal r service dot is call active true, and let's create offer from here. Let offer this dot peer connection dot create offer, and let's await this dot peer connection dot set local description equal to. Okay, here we have some error. Let's make it answer, and this dot signal r service dot send offer as a receiver id, this dot signal r service dot remote user id and offer. Okay, let's go to send offer method and make it init, and finally and let's add here, and here let's set up our peer connection. set of peer connection. This dot peer connection equal to new RTC peer connection is pass here object as server and URLs stone.l google.com and pass here port 19302. Just make it stone and let's pass here another URLs stone dot, let's make it colon and stone dot l dot stone dot services dot mozilla.com and here this dot peer connection dot on ice candidate event goes to, if we have event dot ice candidate event dot candidate then this dot signalR service dot send ice candidate. Let's pass a remote user. This dot signalR service dot remote user ID event dot candidate. Let's add this dot peer connection dot on track. This pass event goes to this dot remote video dot native element dot src object. Pass here event dot stream 0th index. And let's add here another method async start local video. Let's declare stream await navigator dot get media devices dot get user media. Let's pass here video to audio to and this dot local video dot native element dot src object and pass here stream. And after this stream dot get tracks dot forest. Let's iterate it. Track goes to this dot peer connection dot add track and stream here. Now let's implement end call method async end call. Let's say if this dot peer connection then this dot dialog ref dot close this dot signalR service dot is call active false and make this dot signalR service dot incoming call false and this dot signalR service dot remote ID, let's make it empty and let's close peer connection and this dot peer connection, let's initialize RTC peer connection and this dot local video dot native element and make it null src object null and stop all video track here constant stream this dot local video dot native element dot src object is media stream. If we have stream then stream dot get tracks dot horizon. Let's pass here track dot stop this dot local video dot native element and src object null. Okay. And finally this dot signalR service dot send end call this dot signalR service dot remote user ID. Okay, let's go to HTML and render this button conditionally. If signalR service dot incoming call then let's render this two button, copy paste here. Let's make it red. Let's bind click event decline call and here let's bind with start call, and here let's check if SignalR service dot incoming call, not incoming call, and not this dot SignalR service dot is call active, then only display this button. Paste here, and let's bind here click event start call. Let's make it start call, and another one if not this dot SignalR service dot is incoming call, then let's copy this button, paste here, end call, and here let's say call int bind with end call pg rate 500 and pg rate 900 here. So here let's make it a zip call. Now let's go to chat window component HTML, and here we can see video call icon. So add here class cursor pointer, and let's bind here click event display dialog. Let's pass here chat service dot current open chat dot id. Let's copy this method, go to component ts and implement here display dialog method receiver id of type string. This dot let's inject here video chat service. Let's say signal add service inject video chat service. Let's set here remote user id. This dot SignalR service dot remote user id receiver id. Now let's inject dialog here, dialog inject mat dialog. Let's open dialog. This dot dialog dot open. Let's open video chat component and pass here with 400 pixel and height 600 pixel. Disable close true and autofocus false. Let's go to chat window component HTML. Let's add exclamation, and let's go to video chat component ts, and inside on init let's call this dot set of peer connection, this dot start local video, and this dot SignalR service dot start connection, and finally let's call this dot set of SignalR listener here. Now let's add ringtone for incoming call. So let's go to mixkit.co, and here in search let's filter sound effect. Let's search for phone ring, and let's use this one. Okay, this is good. Download it, name this one phone ring, and let's select this for all file and make it .mp3. Save. Go to project, and inside assets let's import here. Let's go to download and drag here inside assets. Let's drop here. Now let's go to app component ts. Here when user receive offer, then let's declare let audio new audio, Let's pass here path assets. Inside assets we have phone ring.mp3, mp3. Let's rename audio and let's play audio.play. Let's save it. Now let's test our application. So first of all, let's run frontend application, cd client npm start, and let's open new terminal and let's navigate to API project, and .NET was run. So let's go to browser and refresh it, and let's click allow. Let's open browser in private window and let's log in from another user, login, and let's click this one. Let's make it a little small, and this one also. So let's click this video icon, let's click here allow. So this is my local video, and let's click start call. We can see here pop up. Let's click allow and let's accept. We can see our video call application side by side. So let's call int, let's call again and start call. Beautiful. Let's accept call.